Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to today's Finance 360-degree session that is going to be very special and different as we are going to discuss the 10 most important RBI notifications and RBI press releases for the RBI Grade A or RBI Grade B from April 2025 till July 2025, okay, as these are the most important months for your examination. So we are going to discuss the 10 most important RBI notifications and RBI press releases from these months, as well as there are going to be two special mentions from March 2025 that you cannot miss at all. Okay, so which are the notifications and the press releases that you cannot miss from the examination point of view? So that we are going to discuss in today's video, and there is also going to be a small task at the end of the session for you all, so stay with me till the end so that you get the special mentions, those two special mentions that I am going to provide to you, as well as you also see the task. Okay, so attention, this is very important. So let's get started without any delay, but before that, do subscribe to the YouTube channel of EduTap so that you continue getting these videos, and do join our Telegram channel for the PDF of the session, and the link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. So we are going to start with the 10 most important RBI notifications and RBI press releases. So the first one is the Basel III framework. Now we are going to start with April 2025. So in April 2025, one of the most important RBI notification and the RBI press release was the Basel III framework on liquidity standards, liquidity coverage ratio, review of haircuts on the high quality liquid assets, and review of composition and runoff rates on certain category of deposits. So this was the RBI. So this review that has happened of the liquidity coverage ratio, or the changes that has happened in the liquidity coverage ratio and the high quality liquid asset. So this was mentioned, the review was mentioned not only in the RBI notifications, but this was also mentioned in the RBI press releases. So you can understand that this was present in the RBI notification and this was present in the RBI press release. Okay, so amendments to liquidity coverage ratio framework. So you can understand that this is very, very important. First of all, it is mentioned in both the areas of RBI notification and RBI press release, and the liquidity coverage ratio is a very important ratio that the banks have to follow, and the amendment in the liquidity coverage ratio framework is very important for you to cover. Okay, so this is from April 2025. The next one is your master direction on framework of incentives for currency distribution and exchange scheme for bank branches including currency chest. So here, like, I have taken the session on all the 10 most important RBI notification and RBI press release. So now the second notification, this was a notification, RBI notification. Now this is also from April 2025, and here the incentives were mentioned, okay, for the currency distribution and exchange scheme. So here try to understand that the RBI has a PIDF scheme, that is the Payments Infrastructure Development Fund scheme, from which we have seen in the previous years of the RBI Grade B examination that regularly there have been questions from the PIDF scheme. Now the RBI has mentioned the incentives for the currency distribution and exchange scheme. So you can understand that this master action is also very important because the incentives have been mentioned and they are very direct and very important to understand and remember. Okay, so this is also a notification from April 2025. Now we are moving towards the May 2025. Okay, so these two are from April 2025. Now in May 2025, first of all, Reserve Bank of India Digital Lending Directions 2025. This is important from your static point of view in finance and management, and this is important from your current affairs point of view also. So Reserve Bank of India Digital Lending Directions 2025, this was released in RBI notifications in May 2025. This is important from finance static point of view also. Okay, this is important from descriptive point of view also. Coming to the second one from the May 2025. Now recognition of SRO in financial market regulated by Reserve Bank. So basically FIMDA had been recognized as the SRO in the financial market regulated by the Reserve Bank. But when it comes to SRO, in the previous year RBI Grade B examination, we have seen a direct question from the SRO. So SRO is a very important topic, and you must know the net worth and the data points in the SRO guidelines. Okay, so have the basic idea of the SRO and have the basic idea of the net worth that has been mentioned in the financial market SRO directions. Okay, as well as have the idea about the net worth in the fintech SRO guidelines also, and the account aggregators SRO guidelines also. Okay, so SRO is an important topic from the descriptive and objective point of view, and the data points of the SRO you have to remember, especially the net worth and the SRO can be established as a section 8 company and such important data points. Okay, so this is from May 2025, so this at least you should be following from the SRO point of view. Next is, this is also from May 2025. So here, highlights of revised. Now this is very important, because this is something that has been discussed in annual report also, annual report of RBI 2025. So this is also very important, this topic. It was mentioned in RBI notifications. Okay, so highlights of revised economic capital framework of the Reserve Bank of India approved by the Central Board of Reserve Bank of India, in which it was mentioned that the contingent risk buffer date, like the range has been changed for the contingent risk buffer, and because of the change in the contingent risk buffer, there are other changes also that were brought in the data points for the market risk and the other kind of risk. Okay, so this is something that is very important. The ranges are very important that you have to keep in mind. Okay, so highlights of the revised economic capital framework, this is something that you cannot miss. So these two articles are from April 2025 in the RBI website. These three are from May 2025 in the RBI website, in the RBI notifications and RBI press releases. Now coming to the June, so we are going to start with June 2025 now. The most important, some of the most important RBI notifications and RBI press releases from June 2025. So starting with, we have Reserve Bank of India lending against gold and silver collateral directions 2025. Here I hope you remember the data points. It was mentioned that how much of the collateral can be taken in the gold or the silver form, in the grams, or it was mentioned. Okay, in the kgs it was mentioned and such. So remember that this direction is very important. The data points here are very important. Okay, next is stripping or reconstitution in state government securities. So here the data point again was mentioned, that in which government securities the stripping is going to be allowed or the reconstitution is going to be allowed. So this is also important from June 2025. Next is master direction on Reserve Bank of India electronic trading platforms directions 2025. So electronic trading platforms, they are important for your OTC, over the counter derivatives or over the counter transactions. So again, these directions are also important, and all these directions we have discussed in Finance 360-degree session. So if you are facing any issue in understanding these directions directly from RBI website, so see the Finance 360-degree sessions. Okay, next is RBI issues, or RBI has issued the Reserve Bank of India project finance directions 2025. Again, this is also important because these are the directions that have been released in 2025 and they are new directions. Okay, these are all from June 2025. These are all from June 2025. Now in July 2025, till now there are not many important RBI notifications or RBI press releases that have been released. So there is only one mention of July 2025 RBI notification, that is Reserve Bank of India prepayment charges on loans directions 2025. So it is important from July 2025. So we have discussed two RBI notifications or RBI press releases from April 2025, 3 from May 2025 and 4 from June 2025 and 1 from July 2025. These 10 are the most important RBI notifications and press releases. It doesn't mean that the others are not important, like the Supervisory Data Quality Index that is released, as well as the data that is released for the balance of payment, for the foreign exchange reserves, for the 2024-25 financial year, the data is released for external debt. So these directions are also important, but remember that here you have to just focus on the important data points, the very important data points. Okay, so it's not like that you can leave the other RBI notifications or leave the other RBI press releases, but here I have shown you the 10 most important RBI notifications and RBI press releases that you have to do in detail, that you cannot miss at all. So all these directions, all these notifications and press releases have to be done in more details, in more depth. Okay, now as I've told you that I will be providing you some two special mention, to be specific, I will provide you 2 special mentions from March 2025. So even if you are thinking to do the RBI notifications and RBI press releases from April till August, let's say your exam happens in August or in September, so you are thinking to cover the RBI notifications, RBI press releases from April to August. Okay, still these 2 notifications or these 2 guidelines that I am going to show from March 2025 should be done because they are very important. Okay, first one is your master direction of Reserve Bank of India prudential norms on capital adequacy for regional rural banks, because RRBs for them there was the data that was released in regards to capital adequacy ratio. So the data becomes important. So at least focus on the data here. The second is that in the March 2025 there was the direction that was released. The master direction was released in regards to priority sector lending. So there was revision in the priority sector lending guidelines that happened in March 2025, and the master action was released for the PSL. You can understand that PSL in the NABARD grade A examination, in the RBI grade B examination, we have seen the questions from priority sector lending, and these directions are important. Okay, so these are the two special mention from March 2025. Even if you are thinking of leaving the March 2025 and doing the RBI notifications and RBI press releases from April till August or September mid, try to remember that these two you cannot leave, or you should not be leaving, okay, from March 2025. Now, as I've told you that I will provide you some task also. So see, I have brought, according to me, these are the 10 most important RBI notifications and RBI press releases from April till July 2025, and these are two special mention from March 2025. But the task with you is, because if you have been with me from the start of your journey and from previous 3-4 months, you till now you must know that which are the important notifications and press releases. So now you have to tell me that from April till 15 July 2025, any of the notification or press release that is important as per your understanding that is not mentioned here. So let's have a discussion in the comment section, and you can tell me that, okay, according to you this particular notification or press release is important, and then I will explain you, or I will tell you that why it has not been mentioned in my list. Or if you have actually given a notification or press release that is very important, you will be having a special mention in the next video of mine. Okay, so in this way I will be able to understand that how much of the understanding you have about the important notifications and press releases. And I know that if you are a student of mine, or if you have been with me from past 3-4 months, you have a very good knowledge of the notifications and press releases that are important. Okay, so give me a special mention, or give me a name. Give me one name at least of a notification or press release that is according to you important from April till 15th July 2025 that is not mentioned in my list, and then I will explain to you. If I think that, okay, it is important but not in the most important list because of a particular reason, so that will give you a clarity that why it is not among the most important, only in the important list. Okay, so this is the idea. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making this PPT, and I had to go through the notifications and press releases from April till 15 July and of March also, but it gave me some clarity, and I hope this has given you some clarity also in regards to the most important notifications. But as I have mentioned that they are most important, but it's not like that you can miss or you can skip the other ones. No, that's not the case, right? As I've told you that there are other important notifications and press releases also, like the supervisory data quality index, the balance of payment data, the foreign exchange reserve data, the deposit or the credit data that has been provided for the yearly data. Okay, so there are other notifications also that is important, but in that important notifications and press releases you only have to like focus on the data points and the important parts, but in the most important list you have to focus on the whole of the directions or whole of the notification and press release. Okay, so I've provided you the list for most important. I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you everyone. Thank you for joining the session, and see you in the next video. Thank you everyone.